guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Luleka Mosi. My gosh, I haven't done this in so long. I haven't done like a sit down let's chat video in a little bit of a while. So I'm just like, how do I do this? Okay. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm happy to have you. Please do click on the subscribe button if you do enjoy this video, and also check out my other vlogs. So this is mainly a vlog channel, lifestyle and travel vlog channel, and we have a little bit of like let's chat sit down videos here and there. They don't happen too often, but in the future somewhere I'll probably do a lot more let's chat videos. But yeah, subscribe if you like it. If you're back, happy to have you back, honey. All right, so this video is a little bit different, but it's also one that I thought I would do on the side instead of in a vlog, right? And I'm hoping it's just going to be like a quick little 10 to 15 minute chat. But I wanted to talk about my weight loss journey, as well as just deciding to start Ozempic. I put down like a couple of things that I just wanted to cover about it. I think I just want to first speak about why I was wanting to get onto Ozempic. So I've been thinking about my weight loss journey since maybe I turned 30. Okay, so I was a very small person growing up, probably until I turned like 22. Then my body started to sort of balloon a little bit more. Like I was a size 4 or 6, like 26, 28. I was like there in terms of size until I turned like 22. And then I could tell like I was coming into my woman body, right? Because when I was so small, I did not have breasts. I did not have a bum. I had nothing. I remember praying for that stuff. I remember being young and just praying, oh God, I just want some curves, you know? And now look, he answers all prayers, you know. So yeah, when I was 22, I started to balloon a little bit. My boobs came in, like my bum came in. I was already working at the time, so yeah, my body started to change then. But my weight started to be a little bit like uncontrollable, like at that particular point. Because like I saw myself getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and now I'm just like, oh my God, I need to like, you know, start gymming. So gym became like a huge part of my life then. Around Boma 2011, I remember living in Midrand and going to Voter World Virgin Active. For many years I was there. So I started gym around there. I had medical aid, I had Vitality, I had gym membership. I started the gym quite young, and I started around that point. And yeah, so I was exercising, and I think it was working at the time. Like for me, it was definitely like exercising was actually working. I don't know how I was doing with food. I don't really remember. But like getting into the 30s, I started to see how difficult it was. Like it was like, okay, this is now like, it's getting hard, like to maintain a certain like weight, right? And my fat deposit area, guys, is mainly my stomach. I mean, people are different genetically. Like sometimes you have like big thighs, or you have big arms, or you have like a big bum, or whatever the case may be, but your fat goes somewhere, you know, when you gain weight, you know. But for me, it distributes literally everywhere. I'll get like a chubbier face, my arms will get like a little bit like chubbier, and like, you know, my bum area and my thigh area. But the main part, the main one that gets the most is literally my gut, right? So, and another thing about the gut is that it usually happens with people who are polycystic, right? So that's another thing. So I discovered that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome at the gynae. I was in my 20s when I discovered that. So, but he never told me that, you know, I needed to like keep a certain diet. I need to get rid of carbs, because there's a specific diet you must eat as a PCOS person to keep your weight off. Because what makes PCOS worse is that it makes you gain weight, and then when you gain weight, you're unable to lose it legitimately, right? So I was like starting to like struggle with that a lot in my 30s. By health in J. Since I turned 30, my word, you know, it just goes down. It's like things are just so hard to control, like when you get into the 30s. But yeah, so PCOS is like also another thing that formed like an issue. And then I knew that obviously like parts of my diet, I don't always eat unhealthily, But there've been points, definitely points that I can remember when like I wasn't cooking, when I was ordering Uber Eats almost every day. And I wasn't ordering burgers every day. Like I like Asian food. I would order like Simply Asia. I would order like steak and salad. I would order, you know, I'd order like different things, but at the end of the day, I was just eating processed foods, right? For like a period of time, it might have been 3 or 4 months that I was not cooking for a while, you know? And I feel like my health is better when I'm actually cooking. And then alcohol, definitely. big problem, you know? And alcohol is so nice. I miss it. Anyway, yeah, so I don't drink right now, but yeah, anyways. So all of those things were just like, oh my God, if I'm never going to be able to control this weight. And right now in my 30s, I'm not really a fan of gym, especially for the last 2 years, right? Since 2020, maybe the end of 2021, you know, because during COVID, I was running a lot. I was running on the street a lot, you know, when we were like sort of like in a lockdownish kind of state. I was still very much exercising still then. But after COVID, I lost interest in it. Like gym, I was now forcing it. Like if I went to gym like twice a week, it's like I've achieved something. And it's still that way now. Like I don't have a passion for it as much as I used to. So I think now, because I have this laziness towards gym, I'm now trying to find like alternative ways to lose weight. So I was thinking about the gastric sleeve at some point. And guys, I'm not like hugely plus size, right? I'm not, you know. When I was young, I never used to think about this stuff. I never used to think, oh my gosh, like I'm like a size 12, you know, honestly, it's not big. It's a 36, you know. I'm not like plus size. But I was like, ew, but if I do gastric sleeve, people have regretted doing a gastric sleeve. So yeah, that and other long-term effects of it, and I was just like, no, I'm not attracted to that option. So Ozempic has been famous for a couple of years now, especially in regards to weight loss. It's always been there for diabetic people, but with regards to weight loss, celebrities, the Kardashians, so many people are on Ozempic. Pretty sure Oprah is on Ozempic. Pretty sure Tasha Cobbs Leonard is on Ozempic. Like there's just so many people who have just randomly just lost so much weight. And I believe that a lot of them are on Ozempic because it's effective. And it also makes you lose weight like nicely. And I think if you go to gym on top of it, it's just, your body just looks great, right? So I decided, let me try it. I wanted to get it already last year, but I could not find it. It is very hard to find Ozempic, guys. The minute it's in stock at these discounts or whatever, like within 48 hours, the supply is gone. So you always have to like call the pharmacy first to find out if they have it. Yeah, but I decided, you know what, let me just try it. Let me do like 4 to 6 months of it and see like where I get. Okay, so that's essentially why I decided to go on Ozempic. When I then spoke to my GP, my doctor, about it, and I was telling her about like all these issues and, you know, being unable to sort of lose weight, and I'm not really like interested in the gym, and she's like, look, I can put you on Ozempic. You know, you're a healthy person, you don't have pre-existing conditions, because some of these medications are not good if you have pre-existing conditions. You have to ask your doctor. Your doctor has your medical records. Your doctor knows whether you can take something or not. So please go to the doctor and speak to your doctor about the weight issues, right? Because they will ask you, you know, do you exercise? Do you want to exercise? Things like that, right? And there are people who just don't want to exercise. I mean, all the gym bunnies who are probably watching this are like, oh, just go to the gym. No, we don't want to, okay? Like, we don't want to, and you can't force us to. So I do think it's fair for there being other alternative means to lose weight for people, you know, because we're not all the same. So yeah, like in terms of like, yeah, getting the prescription, my doctor was like, I have prescribed this to so many people and it works for all of them. Like, I can tell you 100% of the patients who have used it and not stopped, because some people stop because of the side effects, right? And I'll get into that just now. But yeah, so she prescribed it for me the first time last year. I couldn't find it. And in my prescription, I think a prescription expires, if I'm not mistaken, because I then gave up on looking for it and I just left it. So now, which is what, we're in October now, or like, yeah, like not a few weeks. Yeah, two or 3 weeks ago, I went back and I was like, can you prescribe it for me again, you know? And I'll try and see if I can find it. So I did find it. I think I found it like a week later, and I found it in 4 ways. And they only have at the moment in the country the 1 milligram, right? So Ozempic, essentially, you inject it in 4 different doses: 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, and 1 milligram, right? The pen itself can be a 0.25 pen with 4 needles, meaning you are injecting once a week. You inject that 0.25 week 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Or you have the 1 milligram, right, pen, and you inject it also 4 times. But in injecting 4 times, you're injecting 1 milligram every week. So it literally ends up being 4 milligrams in a month, which is the highest dose. It is the strongest dose. I would not recommend anyone start with a 1 milligram dose if you're starting Ozempic. I would never, and this is why I say this, right? The 1 milligram pen, guys, oh my gosh, like the side effects that I have read, I was once last year when I was looking for Ozempic, I was on a WhatsApp group where everybody else was looking for it. Some people were in Cape Town, some people were in different provinces looking for Ozempic, right? So in that group, people started talking about certain side effects, right? People started talking about why they went off and then, you know, they've come back and all of that stuff. Like, there's a lot of projectile vomiting that is in there, right? Because it makes you nauseous. Yeah. So let me come back to the side so I can explain the side effects, right? So the small dose, it lets your body get used to Ozempic. So you on 0.25, you know, it lets you get used to it. But now I just told you that in the country right now, there's only the 1 milligram pen. But what's nice about Ozempic is that you sort of twist it and it clicks. You can hear it clicking. It goes as you're turning it to, you know, inject yourself, right? Like there's clicks. So in order to get to 0.25, you need to click it 18 times, right? In order to get to 0.5, you need to click it 36 times, right? So if it's either you can control the dose in that 1 milligram pen. What happens is that 1 milligram pen then lasts you longer. Instead of it lasting you only 4 weeks with the 4 needles, it can last you 8 weeks or 16 weeks. People say that sometimes when you keep an Ozempic pen for that long, it starts to become ineffective. But my friend who's like also been on Ozempic was just like, no, it's not true. It still works because these big pharma companies, these pharmaceuticals, they just want to make money. That's why they say that you must get a pen every single 4 weeks, you know, because they're just trying to make money. They just want you to buy another one. And can I tell you, the cost of that 1 milligram pen is 2,700 Rand. So of course they want you to buy another one, you know, but you can make it last. And how you make it last is that you adjust the dose. You don't take 1 milligram every week. You take 0.25 every single week, or you maybe go to 0.50. So I started with 0.50, okay? So as I'm speaking to you right now, today is 1 week exactly that I've been on Ozempic. So last week when I did my shots, I did a 0.50 shot, right? So I did the 36 clicks. I got injected. I actually went to my doctor. There's a clinic at my doctor, like it's an emergency room kind of thing. And I asked the nurses there, can you please show me how to inject myself? So they showed me like how to do it, how to do the clicks, all of the stuff, right? So I want to now go into side effects. Guys, this thing works within an hour. Within an hour, you feel it. You feel like you're like, okay, what's happening? Like you can feel like something is happening in your body. Like you can legitimately feel it. And the first side effect, or probably the only one that I've had, is nausea, right? So it's that feeling of wanting to throw up, but it's like, it's not like there. It's not like here, like, oh my God, I'm throwing up now, definitely, you know? I definitely, not even think, I know it. I know that if you went up to 0.75 or if you went up to 1 milligram of the dose, you would definitely vomit. I think you'd be vomiting all day. And the reason why I say that is because I was nauseated all day. From that time that I got that shot, which was around 11:30 in the morning, right up until I went to bed, Sana, I was nauseated. I was nauseated, but it wasn't for me to the point where I was like, oh my God, I can't function. Oh my God, I need to like lay down. No, it wasn't like that. I could still walk around. I could still function. But another secondary thing that I immediately noticed is that I had an aversion to food immediately. Because while I was in that slight nauseated state, I wasn't like wanting to eat anything. Like when I thought about food, I was like, I don't know. Let's think about it in another hour, or another 2 hours. And then 2 hours would go by and I'd be like, I don't know, if I'm wanting to eat something. And then the next day, I was still a little bit nauseated, but after the second day, nausea was gone. Completely gone. But I can tell you what stayed behind. The lack of appetite. So that's what's working in Ozempic, right? This is how Ozempic works. Ozempic literally, it's like it suppresses. Literally, if your appetite was like this, like you just want to eat, it literally reduces it and it becomes like this, right? Where you don't think, like you don't even think about, oh, I need to eat something, Like there's no hunger pangs at all. Like the only time that I actually really feel like, okay, I need to eat something is breakfast. Because of the fact that you've been asleep and, you wake up in the morning. Like morning time is like the only time I actually feel hungry. The rest of the day, I have to literally think to myself, oh my gosh, it's 6:30 in the evening. I haven't eaten since the morning. Like that's what happens to you. Like your appetite is completely suppressed, and that's why it works. I will say though, and everybody, even on that WhatsApp group I was on last year, everybody said it. When you come off Ozempic, when you are now happy with the weight that you're at now, it's nice, you've lost weight because you don't really have like an appetite, and it's apparently really great because you also save money on groceries because you're hardly eating, so you're hardly buying food, unless you have a family. Obviously you'll still buy food, but if you're a single person like me living alone, you might not even buy that much groceries anymore, right? Because now you can see how small you eat, and I can see it even on the plate. Guys, it's crazy. When I see it on the plate about how much I dish up now, it's literally like this much food. Because I've tried to dish up more, like, which is my previous portion, and I never finish the food. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just do a small portion, and this is like now my portion. I'm telling you, you don't even eat much because like you get full really, really quickly. So yeah, but as I said, the biggest one is that if you come off Ozempic, the appetite comes back. Apparently 9 times out of 10, the appetite is going to come back, right? Unfortunately. And I don't know why we have such big appetites. I don't know whether it's because, since we were young, we were just being fed and fed and fed and fed and fed. I don't know what it is about appetite, and I wish it changed your appetite. That's what I wish it would do, like permanently, like permanent appetite change. But it doesn't. Like it doesn't. Your stomach is not your stomach. Your brain is literally being tricked by the Ozempic to reduce like the amount of food that you eat. So yeah, I think I've covered everything, including the cost. As I said, 2,700 and something, right? But it's great if it lasts you for 8 weeks. So me being on the 0.50, it lasts me 8 weeks, which is 2 months, which means I don't need to buy it every month. If you're on the 0.25 on that 1 milligram pen, then it's going to last you 16 weeks, right? Which is 4 months, which is great because then you don't need to spend that 2.7 every single month. And when I say spend, I am spending it on my medical aid because I still had money in my medical aid. So if you're going to do it cash, just know that that's how much it is. And then I think the last thing maybe I'm going to cover here is it working? Yes. So I weighed myself when I started. I was 81, which is very high for me in terms of my height, right? Because me, when I gain weight, you can see it. Like, I'm not a tall person. So, like, you can see I get chunky, even right now, you can see like I'm chunky. And I'm even when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm just like, hey, girl, like, it just makes it even worse. It just makes honestly, like, it makes it just even worse, because of the fact that my height is, guys, I'm super short. I'm literally only 1.5 centimeters tall. shorts, whatever. So yeah, so it is working. So 81 for me is not great. I need to be at a point where I'm like closer to a 70, right? Which is about 10 kilograms down. The only problem that I have with my body is that the minute I start to get into the 60s, I don't like what I look like. I don't. I've been in a place where I was down to like a 68. Guys, my boobs were gone. I did not have like my nyash the way that it is. Like I just start to look strange, and I like my curves, right? I like the curves in the right places. But the thing is, at that time when I'm 68, the mkaba is even like flat, you know? But I just don't like overall how I look like. Then I'm just like, oh no, I'm too skinny. So that's why I'm just like, if I could get to close to a 70, maybe be like a 72, I think then I'd be like, okay, like, yeah, you know, I'm fine here. So I don't know what I'm actually gonna do when I come off Ozempic. I have no idea. I don't know how life is gonna be. I have no idea. I don't know, because now having to gain all that weight back, I don't want to. So I'm gonna need to learn like this calorie deficit that I'm having right now because of the lack of appetite. I don't know how I'm gonna keep that up. I have no idea how I'm gonna keep that up. And I'm not eating like junk food. I can't even. Yeah, that's another thing I've heard, by the way, in terms of others and how they've experienced Ozempic, is that they have an aversion to fried food. They don't like it. The smell of it is like, no. A lot of people have had an aversion to alcohol. Like they don't want to drink. Like, and the thing is that the no drinking for me came from the 75-day hard, right? Like I did drink after the 75-day hard, especially when I was like at the end of Mozambique. I drank towards the last 2 days, and I did drink in New York. Did I drink? Yes, I had a glass of... Did I drink in New York? Why do I not remember? I don't think I drank. Oh, I don't know if I drank. I'm not actually sure. But I haven't really had much alcohol. But now, like, I really feel like I don't want to drink. Like, I just... From that time of doing 75-day hard, like, I really want to quit alcohol permanently. I do... But normal drinks are so boring, especially when you're out, you know, at a restaurant or something, and you're trying to have like a gorgeous steak dinner, and you just really want that glass of red, like, oh, like, like you want it. You don't want to have cola tonic and lemonade, you know, you don't want, oh, I don't want a juice, like, no. Like food and wine is so good together, like, that's the stuff that I miss. But at the end of the day, like, it's just not working for my body. Like, I can feel that alcohol is affecting my body. So because of that, I'm just trying to make a better choice for my body, right? So yeah, so alcohol is like something that's like parked somewhere. So yeah, would I recommend that people go on it? To be honest, for those who cannot control their eating habits, yes. If you don't have pre-existing conditions, if you're not on chronic medication, all of that stuff, like if you're like relatively like healthy, but you're just a big person and you just want to try and control food, I think it's great. I think it's also great if you're like big, but you're trying to get a little bit smaller for your wedding, and you want to fit into like a slimmer size. I would do it like 6 months before getting married. Definitely. A lot of people have done that. It is a thing that people actually take Ozempic because like for a short-term weight loss goal, you know. So it works, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I forgot to mention how I've gone down. So I've lost 2 kilograms in 1 week already. I went from 81 to 79. So let's see what happens. I'm actually about to shoot myself right now. With my second shots, and I wanted to shoot this video first in case I get nausea. In case I'm just like, oh, I feel slightly off. So let me, yeah, I'm gonna shoot. I'm not going to record this, guys. I'm so sorry. But what I am going to do, I'm not going to record like pricking myself. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do an update when I'm finished with my first pen, right? I'm going to, yeah, guys, I'm going to record again. Let's see also how much I've lost again. I did take a picture last week of myself. and what my body looks like. So I want to do like that 8-week difference, right? So from then to then, wearing the same thing actually, you know, just to see the difference. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, but I'm a little bit excited. I want to see like how this works. Just by the way, one more very big disclaimer, which I should have said at the beginning. I really need people to research this thing. There are certain long-term effects that some people have had, you know. I think it might depend on your body, it might depend on what's happening in your body. But some people have gotten diabetes from taking Ozempic. Some people have, it speaks a lot about like kidney disease. It speaks about gallstones. Yeah, something around the gallbladder itself, you know. Those are like the things that they've said that if you're on Ozempic for like a very long time, like those could be the long-term effect. So you need to make an adult informed decision by reading about semaglutide, right? Because there's another injection as well called Saxenda, and Saxenda, guys, is very expensive. I think it's about $4 grand, if I'm not mistaken. So that's that's an alternative to Ozempic if Ozempic is not available, but it's super expensive. But that one, somebody said you take it like once every 4 months or something. It's super strong. Also side effects, guys, things like that. There's a lot of these kind of like weight loss drugs right now. But yeah, like I'm just, for whoever is watching this, like please make an informed adult decision about this. Like, and go to your doctor, man. Don't just go to, you know, one of those doctors that doesn't really talk to you, you know. Like you can just say to them, please just prescribe Ozempic for me, and then they put it on the prescription pad. But they haven't really asked you any questions. They haven't ever taken blood tests, you know, or checked your sugar or anything like that. Like those useless kind of GPs, you know. No, you need to go to a proper real GP that actually has a conversation with you, understands your history, understands your medical history, understands whether you're at a good place, like in terms of health, like you're not on any chronic and anything like that. Make an informed adult medical decision, all right, for yourself before you start this. So yeah, I will give a little bit more feedback after 8 weeks, and I'll let you know if there's any more side effects, and also how much weight I've lost, and also all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I hope this video was a little bit informative. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you my Ozempic journey, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, which will likely be a vlog. Enjoy.